There we go. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm Aidan Squire. I'm your meeting chairman. My job to get you through the agenda, untarnished. We have two visitors today. We have Spencer here for the first time.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And we also have Phil.
All right.
Nice to see you both. Hope you enjoy the meeting. My job is to get you through the agenda. I'm assisted by my leadership team. Please be upstanding leadership team. Introduce yourselves, please.
Good morning, everybody. Jane Mannion, Membership Committee Chairperson.
Morning, I'm Paul Corrigan. I'm your social secretary.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Terry, deal with membership and recruitment.
Good morning, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary and handsome face of our chat.
Ben would normally be here. I'm standing in for him today. You may be seated. Thank you for introducing myself to the meeting. Talking about the meeting, let's get the meeting underway. First section of the meeting is the performance thing. Scott.
Right. For the benefit of today's guests, yes, we run a performance league each month, resets, and we earn points for doing all kinds of activity within the group, from turning up, passing business, converting opportunities, even just as simple as commenting on our blog or going down the pub at lunchtime, having a one-to-one and get to learn a little bit more about each other. Loads of different ways to score points. December was a funny one because we only recorded 3 weeks. So it's not really a true reflection, but nevertheless, let me give you points for what we did accrue during that time. 88 points being our benchmark that we try and reach each month. But there we go. Top 3 positions. Third place, 162 points was Terry. Well done to you. 179 points, second place for Stuart Smallcombe. But the December winner, 196 points. The points all start again properly.
Thank you, Scott. Well done, Paul. Right, next section is the education presentation.
Yeah, sorry, I just noticed this one. I wasn't meant to be doing it next week. And so I thought I needed to go for the cliche of it being New Year, and as Toby's not here as well, I'm going to be your sort of motivator. So I thought, think about New Year's resolutions, because I am absolutely rubbish at them. I've already broken mine. Because I just can't be bothered. But anyway, they're doing my business related. Anyway, to successfully stick with a New Year's resolution, we need to set specific, achievable goals. That's where I went wrong. Create a detailed plan. I went wrong. And focus on consistency rather than perfection. Yeah, failed already. Painful. So the first thing is to set realistically specific goals. So instead of overwhelming yourself with multiple resolutions, you need to focus on 1 or 2 that are really important and achievable. This should allow you to focus your efforts and increase your chances of success. Instead of making vague resolutions like don't let emails back up, which I know lots of people here probably feel, we need to opt for concrete goals such as set aside 30 minutes each day to deal with them. Secondly, we need to create a plan. So document your resolutions, outline the steps you need to take to achieve them, divide them into smaller, achievable tasks. It doesn't have to be a great big unwieldy document. Nobody has a spreadsheet for New Year's resolutions. I hope. Maybe you do. It's just like could just be a to-do list. And there's nothing more satisfying in my sad life than crossing things off a to-do list. I absolutely love it. So that's what. Again, focus on consistency, not perfection. So you need to start with small, sustainable changes rather than drastic overhauls. So my resolution of let's get down to a size 12 was probably not going to happen in the first 8 days. This makes it easier to incorporate new habits into your routine. Don't be too hard on yourself. January is a really depressing month. I was reading something this week about wintering. I'm doing a bit of wintering at the moment. It involves a lot of duvets, a lot of books, and fire. Nice. So if you miss a day or 2, don't abandon your resolution. Instead, adjust your plan and keep going. Track your progress, reward yourself. So it could be through a journal, an app, a to-do list, and lots of rewards are always going to be good. Use your support systems. We all have each other here. We've got colleagues and friends. They may be able to help you in practical ways. There's also practical help available here. We'll just encourage you that you're more likely to stick to a resolution if you actually tell someone about it. You could try pairing your new habit with an old one. So, for example, I plant a tree on the tree app every day when I complete Wordle. So that reminds me that I'm going to do that. So all of these things could equally apply to your own life as they can to businesses. So, see, you know more about that than I do. But hopefully, by following these simple steps, we can increase our chances of sticking with New Year's resolutions, making lasting changes in our lives and in our work businesses. So apologies for the cliche of the New Year's resolutions. First meeting back.
Thank you very much. Let's make a note of that, and we'll try and make the menu from today. Next up is Terry with the membership matters.
Thank you very much. Just the benefit of our guests, we have a membership committee. We meet regularly and we discuss things like renewals and new members, like hopefully yourselves if you apply. And we had a meeting this week, very successful. Thank you very much for the committee chair and people who attended. We've got about 5 or 6 renewals we're dealing with at the minute. 2 were approved, which is great. That was Toby and Paul Galoo, neither of them over here. The others are in the pipeline. We'll be announcing those shortly. And we also had a couple of other things to deal with. One is our friend Joshua. We've got some great news, which is that Joshua, who's had his health issues, bless him, really wanted to come back, but there were going to be certain issues with him attending every week. Anyway, we had a committee meeting and we have agreed he's going to come back, hopefully starting next week, but it's up to him. That depends on his health. But he's going to come back, so I want you all to make sure you will make him welcome, keep in touch with him, have socials with him, do one-to-one, let's get him, really get him integrated again. It's great to have a young man and running his own business, and he's very enthusiastic. So that was really worthwhile the meeting. So yeah, that's it for now. More next week.
Excellent, Terry. Thank you very much. Right. We approach the 60-second round. Your chance in 60 seconds to promote your business. Before we do, I will send round, firstly, the box for you to put your bits of paper in, and secondly, a business card box. Check the business card box, make sure you're adequately represented in there, take business cards that you might need in order to effect introductions. With that in mind, the last week, you remember back that far in December, Terry won the Oscar. He's sitting there with it in front of him, and he will be considering your pronouncements, and will make a judgment at the end of the round. That basically is it. So let's get on with it. Oh yes, we have a new belt person.
It's going to be the real numbers.
Is multitasking, and she will be ringing the bell. I won't ask you to do a demonstration. You all know what to expect. And when you have the final 2 rings, wrap it up and see them. So with that in mind, let's get it underway. Terry, because he needs time to contemplate, the rest of you will go first, and he will be followed by Mike.
Yeah, thanks very much, Aidan. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Terry Mayling from TM Law. For the benefit of our visitors, I'm a solicitor, and I'll suit almost anyone for almost everything. I had to put that in for legal reasons. The Housing Act that's changing this year has panicked a lot of landlords. Some landlords have just sold their portfolios and just got rid of them, just got out the market. Others are buying them, funnily enough, and I've got another couple that are buying them. But those who are sort of hanging in there are panicking a bit and serving notices on tenants or wanting to, and they're worried they can't do it. Well, tell me, landlords, or you are landlords, don't panic. We've got plenty of time. We've got until the 30th of April, 4 p.m. on the 30th of April to serve the old Section 21 notices, a no-fault notice. And we've got until July to bring proceedings for possession. So under that no-fault route, still plenty of time to do it. If you know any landlord, give them my details. I'm happy to have a chat with them, put their mind at rest, and see what needs to be done. Very amazing. TM Law. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Mike, you're next, and you're followed by Matt.
Morning everyone, Mike from Records Media. Lovely to be back. Glad to see you all. For new guest members, I do photo, videography and drone content, businesses and events. And yeah, I'm just looking to have a nice strong sort of push at the start of the year, really. I had a pretty quiet November, December period, but I don't know why. This year's actually started really well. We've got a few nice projects going on already. We've got a decent sized conference to cover in February, and just really to get everything booked up nice and strong. So, yeah, I'm kind of big in the same boat. They're having a big push at the start of the year. They're bringing on new staff members. They're looking to restructure or just change what they're doing, freshen it all up for 2026. If that's the case, they're going to need new headshots. They might be able to benefit from staff onboarding and training videos, product shoots if they've got new things coming out. So yeah, any companies out there in the area but that are looking to have a really strong, new, fresh start to the year, send them my direction, please. Thank you. It's Mike Blackman to meet you.
Thanks, Mike. Matt, you'll follow the time play.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Barry from Blue Serif, for the benefit of visitors. So we're a branding and creative marketing agency, and that's really the focus, especially on the sort of creative marketing brand awareness. We're now into the sort of Q4 of the financial year. People thinking about budgets ahead, the year ahead, and that's where we can come in. We can help. Look at your brand and your brand strategy, but also your marketing and how you're attracting your audiences and your target market. What are the best platforms? Doesn't necessarily have to be social. Can be other digital platforms. Can be offline. That can really attract your services, make your services and your products attracted to the market that you're heading for. So if you are, or you know anyone that really needs to look at their marketing strategy, then please do get them or yourselves in touch with me. My words are all mixed up this morning, as is my brain.
Thank you, Matt. Blake, you'll follow the line for Oregon.
Morning everyone, it's great to be back. I've missed the Thursdays, it's nice. Push again, but Mike, push for the new year. Anyone who needs or knows anyone that wants some help utilising AI efficiently in the business, personally, anything to do with AI. Don't want to use it, let me know, I can help them out. Yeah, and nice to see you all. Happy New Year.
Blake, Paul, followed by
Morning, I'm Paul Corrigan from Southern South Plumbing and Heating. We'll start off this year with a talk on stock tip. Please, please, please insulate your pipework, please. We have been called out so many times over the last week or so. Frozen pipes, frozen condenses. We had poor old lady water pouring through a ceiling. And we found a leak, we fixed it, put the water back on, another fitting blew, fixed that one, then another fitting blew, fixed that one. We managed to get a water back on bar our shower. Then we sent the electrician round to have a look at all the, because obviously water was coming out everywhere, and while it was there, another fitting blew. And it's literally a fact, as water freezes, it expands by 4%. So what happened in the pipework, it will expand, it will freeze and it will expand by 4%. And it will stay there. A fitting will blow. Normally a compression fitting, a speed fit fitting, it will blow. But because it's frozen, nothing comes out. Then it thaws, and then it just goes everywhere. So please insulate the pipework. And I'm more than happy to speak to anyone about sizes and things like that. So, thank you.
Paul.
Morning everyone, I'm from the English Tutor Plus. So mine here starts with a deadline actually. There's two deadlines coming up for UCAS this month. The 14th of January is the equal consideration deadline. So anyone who submits their application by then gets equal consideration with people who submitted their applications in September. Doesn't seem particularly fair, does it? But that's the way it goes. And then the final deadline is the 30th of January. There will definitely still be students out there who haven't done this, who are struggling to meet that deadline. The schools will probably have given up helping them by this point, they'll be on to other things. So if you hear of anyone, your children, I know your children are probably all lovely and organised if they're that age, but maybe they're friends, please put them in touch with me. I can work really quickly. They send me a draft, I will get it back to them probably, definitely that day, so we can meet those deadlines. So that's mine. Did everything?
Thank you, Catherine. Clara, you're followed by Stuart.
Morning, Clara, Downton Mortgages and Financial Services. I'm kind of going to use my sort of 60 seconds to do a little bit of a testimonial. Mike came over just before Christmas and has been working on a set of videos to go onto my website. he had some challenges with Shannon coughing in the background at times and various things like that. We have got quite an entertaining video of when she starts coughing midway through one of my little recordings. But he was absolutely brilliant, took the time to make sure everything was set up, made sure we were comfortable, made sure we understood what we were needing to do, ran through things really clearly, had 2 different setups so that if we needed to switch between cameras, we could do all of that. And it just made the whole process really easy. So really all it is, yeah, if anyone needs anything sort of videos wise for their website or anything with headshots and the rest of it, looks like this is absolutely brilliant and working on our final video. So thank you very much.
260 seconds.
Thank you very much, Clara. We'll be hearing from you later. Stuart, you're next, and you're followed by Sarah.
Morning everybody, it's Stuart from Downton Networks. We're an IT managed service provider, which means we provide all sorts of managed services and IT support for businesses. That's from organising your Microsoft licensing, basic antivirus software, basic endpoint threat protection software, and what I really want to focus on this morning is backing up your data. Okay, those 4 things we insist on as a minimum package when we onboard somebody, because they are the minimum everybody should have. Particularly with regards to backing up your data. It's very important with things like your Xero software and your HubSpot or Salesforce, anything like that. If you read in your terms and conditions there, you think because that's all cloud-based, they're looking after it for you. It is your responsibility to back up that data. So even stuff that's cloud-based does need to be backed up. We provide off-site backup from Brentwood. There's a lot more to it to go into, we'll cover in 60 seconds, but if you know anyone who's interested in finding out a bit more, you can touch on Stuart.
Thanks, Stuart. Sarah.
Good morning everybody, Sarah Smith from Auditor Assistant Services. I'm a virtual assistant who helps small business owners free up the time to do what really matters. So following on from Catherine's Ed slot, I don't really believe in resolutions because they're too easily broken and you can feel like a failure in the first week of a new year. I prefer things like bucket lists. So one year we made 10 things that we wanted to do that year. Adopting new habits or thinking of achievements. Mine is going to be to come at least 3rd in the Performance League this year. Okay, so the way that I like to look at things is to list things that you're going to start, stop and continue. So you might want to start a new hobby or be more organised, or that sounds a bit wishy-washy, it's probably not in line with your goals, but or achieve your business goals, but whatever they are. You might want to stop something, you might want to stop procrastinating. Maybe you should stop doing things that don't bring in any revenue to your business. And you might want to continue something like showing up to EBF at 6 o'clock in the morning. So if I can help you with any of those, provide some accountability and just talk through what you want to do this year and how I can help you, please let me know. That's Sarah Smith, Auditor Assistant Services.
That was better than the Ed slot, really.
Ah.
Not really. That's what I'm saying.
You'll have to teach me how to stop procrastinating.
I think if I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Right, John Hammond is next, and he's followed by Scott.
Good morning, everybody. Before Christmas, I spoke to you about the slot testing. We did another one just after our meeting at a theatre. Their emergency lighting was abysmal. It doesn't comply in any shape or form, and it's been tested when they got tested. And the problem is, these companies do not test it right. They don't walk around with a light meter, they don't test it in the dark, they go around in the summer and say, oh yeah, that light's working. It doesn't mean it's the right light level. And one of the instances is the plant room. It's meant to have 15 lux in the plant room, which isn't much less than what we've got in here. They've got less than half of them. They fell over quite quickly because I couldn't actually get to the emergency light switch to actually see where to turn it back on again. So if you want it done right and you don't want to have a lawsuit, get someone to test it properly. If that's us, great. If it's not, but just test it right, because you will end up in trouble. That's John Hammond from JMH Technology, Applied Technology to Security.
Thank you very much, John. Scott, you're followed by Jay.
Good morning, all. I'll give you a real example this morning. Something I installed on the EBF website on the 14th of December was a service called Dark Visitors. sounds very ominous, but it tracks all of the AI bots and agents and crawlers that come to the EBF website. So in a month, or in almost a month, we've had 11.3 thousand visits of bots and crawlers just to our little EBF site. It's been looking at our application form, at Terry's profile, at Corey's profile. It's found information about market excellence, looked at all of the members as a big list. It's looked up and tried to find information on Richard Reed and Marcel Sard, long members from way back, all kinds of things it's been looking at. It's interesting to see what the AI bots are looking at and how you can prepare and make sure that it's getting the right information about your business. So if you're interested in learning what is happening, it takes about 20 minutes to install that. Happy to do it for any of you guys.
Thank you very much, Scott. Jen, you're followed by Dave.
Thank you. Jane Mallion from the English Queen Tea Company, Hampers and Gifts. Emphasis on the word tea today. New year, new you, health and wellness green tea blenders kit. I bought this because of you today. So this is where you blend your own tea based on green tea, and it comes with all the enhancers like ginger, peppermint, chamomile, so that each cup of tea can be slightly different. But I don't know whether you know how sustainable our tea is. I just thought I'd mention a few things. Our tea bushes, this is the company we've chosen to work with, our tea bushes yield tea for a whole century. This is very good because others quickly turn around their tea bushes. That's not so sustainable. So it grows year round, and that gives pickers sustainable income. That's the sort of thing we don't think about, the pickers and what the effect is. Our plantations are net absorbers of CO2, and we think sustainable tea tastes the best. So if you like one of these, this one's been sold to the highest bidder, which was young Dave Roberts. But if you'd like me to bring more, you let me know. Thank you.
Okay. Dave, you're next, followed by me, who's followed by Paul.
Everybody, Dave from Mercury Electrical, carry all forms of domestic, commercial and industrial electrics. This year we hit the ground running thanks to the members here. We've got a large repair job going on, which resulted from tests we done last year. Some car chargers going in and emergency lighting as well. But obviously one of the things we're trying to do this year is battery storage. So it doesn't have to be with solar panels, it can just be with your standard electricity charging overnight. If anybody wants to save a little money on their electricity bills, please give me a call and we'll come around and assess it and give you a quote. That's all for the moment. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Dave. Right. Egg Squire from TN Law. Turkey, mince pies, first footing can make you forget things. The fact that you turned up here today, those of you who did, is encouraging. So that you know and remember, I'll tell you what I do. Business law, I deal with employment contracts, all sorts. Company law, shareholders agreements, company sales, terms and conditions. And on the personal side, I deal with wills and lasting power of attorney. So, your mission, should you choose to accept this, is to go out there and find me somebody who wants any of those things doing. That's Aidan Squire from TN Law. Paul Blue, you're next.
Morning, Paul Booth from Booth and Co. Shelter, third party based in Brentwood. A few months ago, we took on a new client, a plumber based in Bristol. He was 3 years behind on his tax returns, plus we had to do a 25 return. He was already sitting at £4,600 worth of penalties for late filing, along with other interest charges, etc. We've just completed all his outstanding tax returns and a 25 return. You've already reduced his penalty charges by £3,300. He's up to date. You can now get a mortgage, and they only charge him £1,500 for those 4 years of council tax return. So if you know anyone that is got their head in sand behind, then we may be able to help. Minimise tax.
Thank you, Paul. That represents the contribution from the members.
got to sign.
You've got to sign it.
Sorry.
Right,
I'm
okay.
missing it though.
Sally, you're next.
It's not quite in the right place yet. So, morning everyone, Happy New Year. Sally Waters from Land Home Fragrances. For the visitors, I am a manufacturer and retailer of candles, reed diffusers, room mists. We do a lot of corporate gifting. I also do seasonal masterclasses and so on. But today I am after some market research from all of you guys because right now it's seasonal and it's topical. It's not weird and it's not salesy to ask people in passing if they did corporate gifting this year, did they send any corporate gifts and how did it go? And what's the feedback been like from their clients? We don't do anything with that, but it's just a great way to get some leads and get them on the radar for me, maybe for next year. So that's it for this rest. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Sally.
Sorry.
It was worth waiting for, wasn't it? Right. That leaves us, that's the end of the members' contributions. That leaves us with our visitors. Phil, as you've done it before, do it again.
Yeah, morning. New Year, everyone. Good to be back. I've been dealing with Scott over the last few weeks, hoping for permanent membership. CMDF, my own construction company. We do anything from put the shed up to blocks of 64 flats. It's going to be a challenging year ahead. There's a lot of new regulations in regard to building control and the Building Safety Act following Grenfell. Anything you need, any advice, we do everything from your concept stood in your back garden to we could put something out here to giving you the keys to your new home.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Spencer, and I'm a transformation wealth coach. So it wasn't always like this. I used to run a construction company. Back in 2012, I hit rock bottom. I was addicted to drugs. I was exhausted, lonely, and despair. This kind of point in my life led me to discover an alternative and natural healing methodology, which was called kinesiology. I then found bioresonance as well, and through plant medicine ceremonies, I connected to a deeper part of myself. So I now provide one-to-one coaching and small group trainings which focus on physical transformation. So that's helping people naturally lose weight, nutrition, lifestyle, mindset, rewriting limiting beliefs, and increasing their energy levels. What I do gets to the root cause of illnesses very, very quickly. So if anyone's suffering with anything, anyone wants any nutritional lifestyle advice, give me a shout. It's my specialist subject.
Thanks very much, Spencer. You've got plenty to work on here. Right, now, that's the end of the 60-second round. Terry, tell us who won the Oscar.
Right, all in good time, don't rush me. Yeah, there were some obvious people who weren't going to get it. John, for example, taking work away from me, let them trip over and say those things. But on the whole, I always find when we have visitors, and it's no disrespect to you, but people up their game. They say more what they're looking for, what they do, and it helps everybody. So well done, everybody. It was a really good session. Mike, you nearly won it. Really good, really clear, concise, but unfortunately you were usurped by the lady who gave you a glowing testimonial. Very kind of Clara to donate her 60 seconds tonight. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks very much indeed, Terry. Well done, Clara. Right, we move on. Moving on from the 60-second round as always, the Secretary's report. Scott.
Yes, well done, folks. It's lovely to see all these green bits of paper being passed around the room. Again, for the benefit of the guests, we have an electronic system for recording all of the business that we do, the opportunities passed, and all the other stuff that you score points for. But during the meeting, we passed the piece of paper as a kind of visual representation of things. We have shared 21 new business opportunities this week. and we have recorded, plus or minus, because my method was particularly poor, about £31,000 worth of business. So that's all very positive. Congratulations and well done. On the positive, something else that's new, which I think most of you hopefully have seen by our little WhatsApp group, is a new little subgroup called the EBF Fitties. Or Fitness, or something like that. It was going to be called EBF Fatties, and we changed it. So we called it EBF Fitness. But as an incentive to get us together as a group and socially do stuff, whether that's going for a walk in the woods or the current plan is to do a big 75k ultra marathon or blue bits. So anyone who's interested in any of that, please check out the group. We'll have some fun there and hopefully New Year's resolution.
All groups, because the walking bit sounds great. The marathon sounds absolutely horrendous.
It is. Well,
walking marathon.
Not just on that marathon thing. We'll come back to that as we get closer to it. But it's if people want to go and do the ultra marathon, wonderful. If people want to come along and walk 5k with us for a bit of it, that would also be fabulous. So it's as inclusive with anybody.
There's plenty of pubs on the way.
Yeah.
Just walk, Hagen's walk.
I just want to be one of us a fitness group.
I was in the gap now.
Absolutely. Anything kind of fitness related, just get us together.
Right.
Oh, we're also going to take up golf as well.
Fitness New Year. Okay. Thanks for that, Scott. Paul, we're coming up for the second Tuesday in the month, so what are we doing on Tuesday?
Yeah, normally it's next Tuesday. I can't make it because I've got a meeting then, but I will liaise with you to see if others can run it in my place. But yeah, and I'll send, if we do, I'll send reminders out.
All right, good, Paul. Right. I will, in my role as Ben's stand-in, I will introduce our 10-minute presenter today. It's Clara Downton. She's standing there before you. Downton Mortgage and Financial Services. They do mortgages and related insurance. And she's based in Stortford and covers UK-wide as far as the area is concerned. Business is 6.5 years old. She can be precise. She's done lots of things before, which includes checkout attendants, sitting work at banks, consultancy firms, before setting up her business. I'm looking at this, and because it's so boring, I'm not going to read an awful lot out. But other interests is seeing the world and experiencing other cultures, and she has a burning desire to circumnavigate the globe in some kind of ship. Now, she was careful to say ship and not boat, which perhaps is a good idea. And something that nobody knows about her is that as a teenager, she was very anxious and quiet. She will destroy that myth now with her 10-minute presentation. Clara.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I decided to try the boring one because I was like, I feel like I've done the other one. Yeah, no, lovely to see everyone this morning. I think this is my 4th presentation now, which is kind of quite a cool thing to be at. So very excited to come see you guys in the new year and sort of talk a little bit about sort of Downton mortgages and what we're up to and what we do. Just make sure I can get this moving forward. There we go. So, as usual, I'll start with a little bit of us. So, as you all know, because she comes as well as I do, it's Shannon and I who do Downton Mortgages. And we've been working together now for a number of years. Shannon's been with me for 4.5 of my 6.5 years, which seems crazy. I actually wrote it was 3.5. She's like, no, you've been putting up with me longer than that. She's actually my sister-in-law as well. So we managed to get through Christmas without really talking about business, which is always good. and she looks at the insurance side of the business whilst I concentrate on mortgages, meaning that we can really give a consistent coverage to clients and really make sure that it's not just about the mortgages and the debt that people are taking on, but also about making sure that they have things covered for the future. And that's what I mean when I say insurance related, because pretty much what we are looking at is the insurance that's directly related to what you are recommended to have if you have a mortgage or a debt in place. So that's really kind of a little bit about us. About business. So what I thought I'd talk a bit more about today was about the actual process that I follow with clients. So I thought that's probably quite a useful thing for you to understand sort of how I approach things with clients and why, to an extent, that I approach things in that way. So I always start with an initial conversation with people. And my opening question is always, what do you want to achieve? And I think that always sort of confounds people a little bit. I want a mortgage, don't I? But the answer is no, you don't. You want a solution to a problem that you've got. And that problem may be that you want to buy a new house, you may want to move, you may want to do home improvements, you may need to raise funds for any sort of number of reasons. And you want to use your property or get a property in order to do that. But how we go about that, there isn't just one solution. There is a lot of lenders out there. I think I have access to 76 lenders. And those lenders all do different things in different ways. So what the right lender is for that individual can vary significantly. So that's why really what I want to know initially is, what does that person actually want to achieve? Because if it's very straightforward and I want to buy my first property, okay, that's fine. But what sort of deposit do you have? Do you have a 5% deposit? If not, there still could be options. So I really try and make sure that that first call is really understanding what are their priorities, what does their budget look like, and what do they actually want to achieve by the end of working with me. And that's really where I can then start making sure that what I look at makes sense to them. From that meeting, I then send them an email, which is my War and Peace email. I ask for a lot. I will ask for documents from them. I ask them to fill in a couple of templates that I have. And from all of that, I get all the information that I need to supplement the conversation that we've had and put together the picture of what their situation is. Now, I could get away with getting less information at that stage, but what I want to do at that stage is be as holistic as possible. I want to make sure that if I'm telling them that they can potentially do X, Y, or Z, that I have validated it to a level that actually, if they then turn around and say, yes, go ahead, I'm confident I can deliver on what I've said that they can do. Because fundamentally, me saying, yeah, you should be able to do that, but actually knowing full well that they've got a default in the past, can they actually still do that? Are there lenders that would still be comfortable with that? So I make sure that when I'm saying they can do something, that really should be viable. There is always situations which can change things, so I'm not guaranteeing at that stage, but I make sure that I have validated it to a level that I'm pretty comfortable there is at least one lender, and ideally a few, that will offer what they want. And I also outline that to clients so that they know where they may be able to stretch to versus where what I call their sweet spot is and their comfort zone of what they can do with more lenders looking at them, and therefore give them more options on the property and things like that. And then from there, I have that conversation with the client. I explain what I've got to, I explain what that means to them. Sometimes it's in a call, sometimes it's in an email, sometimes it's a combination of two, all depending on the client's preferences, on the situation, on whether I need additional information to get to that place. All these kind of things dictate how I deal with the individual. And I try and make sure that that response to them is as individual as they are as a person. Because how I deal with one person isn't necessarily the right way for me to deal with somebody else. So I really try and tailor it to what works for that person and try and make sure they get the best result possible. So that's kind of really the sort of start place of all my process. From there, obviously, depending on what their situation is, we may go straight to application. It may be lots of iterations backwards and forwards as they potentially save a deposit or whatever like that. But that's kind of really how I start my process with all the clients, to make sure that I am giving them that really solid start and they know where they are and whether or not they can achieve their goals. And if they can't, I try and give them hints, tips, things to consider, areas to work on, all that kind of thing, so that over time we can get them to the point where they can achieve their goal. So that's kind of the kind of highlight of my sort of processes, and I think that hopefully gives you guys a really good idea of how I deal with my clients on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to just kind of move on from here to talk through some of the products that we cover. You'll have heard this many times from me. We can do all sorts of different mortgages. I'm qualified in equity release, so I can work through that with clients. I can do buy-to-lets, I can do them in a limited company. I can do residential mortgages, all different types of residential mortgages, remortgages and all the rest of it. I can do product transfers with lenders. And where I can't potentially help a client, I have access to what's called packages, so I can pass people in that direction, which I've helped you guys with in a few occasions as well. So pretty much it's worth running anything past me if you're unsure if it comes into the sort of mortgage realm of things. The other side, which I will sort of briefly touch on, obviously we've touched before that Howard can also help with protection, and where he sort of can come in is a slightly different way in that he can do investment related products. If you came to him and he felt we were better placed, or you came to me and we thought he was better placed, we would obviously sort of help. But the important thing, as I said earlier on in the meeting, is just making sure you have the right in place. And Shannon would do a review for anyone who wants to review of what they've currently got and what may help. So if that's anything that we can help you with, then I'm very happy to help. And then finally, we do sort of home insurance. I've had this conversation with people before. You know, we're not in a place where we would fill the insurance seat here, because what we do is more limited to, related to sort of mortgage products. And the one thing that you have to have if you have a mortgage on your house is you have to have buildings insurance. So it is something we offer, although, you know, it's very much not something that we sort of push. It's just to make sure that people are aware, you know, but they can, you know, use us if they want any help with that. So those are the key things. So just reminders, you know, we do no obligation conversations. I do charge fees for my services, but it's only an application. And if you do a product transfer, then I don't charge a fee in that situation. And a product transfer is where you stay with your existing lender and we just move to a new rate for you. And whenever I'm looking at anything like that, I'm always weighing up what's the most cost-effective option for you. And if that means not paying this fee, then that would be my recommendation. So I'm very honest as to what is the best option for you, and don't take consideration of my situation in that, as you would expect, but I reiterate that that is how I work. There's no fees or obligation with regard to the insurances. If you want to review what we've got, Sharon will do that for you, no problem. And if your rate is expiring in the next 6 months, do make sure that you look at things in advance and we can look at what makes sense for you. So that is it. I'm hoping I'm roughly on time. That's Shannon's dog, Ralph, and thank you very much for listening. Any questions?
You mentioned the deposit very briefly, and that's for everyone. But is it, as a general rule, especially just thinking of like adult children, is it the bigger the deposit, the better deals they're going to get, or is that not?
Short answer is yes. They are more limited. For example, there's 2 lenders at the moment who you can get sort of a lower deposit, so a £5,000 deposit you can do with a couple of lenders. But if there are only a couple of lenders, the criteria of what they ask for from a credit sort of profile and all the rest of it is much, much stricter. The rates are much higher. So it definitely changes your options. But I've got a client at the moment who he's only got a 5% deposit. he's really pushing what he wants to borrow, but it's affordable to him and it is his way of being able to get on the market at this stage. Therefore, it's the best option for him, kind of thing. So just because it's more expensive and all the rest of it doesn't mean that it's not necessarily the best thing for that client to do. But I would talk through what the implications are and what that means for them. Any other questions? Yes.
I have two, one serious, one not. Is that Ralph in the photograph?
No, it's not.
On there? So your leaflet's interesting because I don't ever recall way back in the day seeing any advice on what happens if you stop paying the mortgage, if you fall foul of it, if you have mental ability decline and so on. That's really interesting.
So that's specifically equity release.
Right.
With your normal mortgages, please never stop paying them. There are options at the moment. I had a conversation with a client fairly recently. There is what's called the Mortgage Charter, which is a government sort of, if you want to call it, scheme. And if you needed to, you can call your bank up and say, I want to use the Mortgage Charter, and you can go interest only for 6 months. Which I've got a client who's potentially going to be made redundant this month. She thinks she should be fine, but she's just a bit nervous as to what the next 6 months look like. So she's most likely going to call her bank, speak to them, get asked to put on Mortgage Charter so that she can have 6 months of interest only while she works out, new job and all the rest of it. So there are options and things that you can potentially do if people are concerned. And I always sort of say to people, you're better off doing something like that than getting yourself into trouble. So if you are concerned, there are things that you can look at. But equity release is kind of the only real thing that you can do that you don't have to make the payments. And with equity release, you then have the option of rolling it up and it gets paid at the end. But with normal mortgages, you are best to try and pay them, because if you get into arrears, then we do have challenges to make future changes, because obviously that shows on your credit report. But the Mortgage Charter does not. It just shows us you continuing to pay your mortgage as normal. So it's a good option out there if people need it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Years ago, there were loads of schemes to help first-time buyers. I can remember there was one called like the Help to Buy scheme. I think there's one called like Springboard mortgages at the moment, where parents could buy towards a deposit for first-time buyers. I heard on the radio about a scheme where parents can act as guarantors or something. Do those sort of schemes, products still exist to help? To basically, I'm thinking about parents helping their kids get on the housing market.
So the government schemes have reduced significantly. Help to Buy no longer exists in England. It does still work in Wales, I think it is, but it's ceased in England. However, what they have done is there's a couple of schemes that developers brought out for new build things, which some developers do. There is shared ownership, which can often help to do to get people onto the market. The challenge with shared ownership is because you have the rent bit, it then reduces what they can borrow on a mortgage point of view. So I often weigh up for people whether it's actually better for them to look at shared ownership or purchasing outright. But from a point of view of schemes that help as parents, that has expanded so far. And it's less about the government and it's all about lenders. And the lenders have really got involved with this. And one of the key ones is called joint borrower sole proprietor. And I've got a client who's doing that at the moment with her daughter, where her daughter is buying and she is going to be on the mortgage. So she is assessed for her affordability, but she is not on the deeds. So no stamp duty for her having a second property, because she hasn't. It's purely her daughter's property. But she can be aware of the mortgage, so it's not like a guarantor where all of this could be happening in the background and you wouldn't know anything about it. And essentially you are a guarantor, but you are assessed to make sure that you could actually afford to take on that mortgage if you needed to. And more and more those kinds of schemes are coming on. Springboard is Barclays' version of that, and they have an option where you can actually put, say, 10% into a bank account. They will actually keep that money for 5 years, so you can't have it back. However, they will pay a very competitive rate of interest. I forget exactly, but when I was talking to them not that long ago, it was something like 5.8%, which is really quite competitive. And you, at the end of that period, will get your money back with your interest, and whoever it was continues paying their mortgage. And the idea is, in 5 years' time, they've got enough deposit that actually they have the house in their own right. So there's all these different schemes that different lenders have in place. So often when I'm sort of talking to people, I'll also talk to them about, what other options may help them out. So the short answer is there are a lot of schemes out there to try and help people.
Clara, thank you very, very much indeed. Right, whilst you're on your feet, if you could, if you can do the running or the dancing or
Yeah, welcome to visitors. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Catherine. Excellent and really good presentation. Very nice and clear. So thank you for that. A couple of thank yous for Scott and Blake and Joel and a few ex-members.
Yeah, I echo all of that. Catherine, visitors, love to see you. Yeah, excellent presentation. Welcome to that. Okay, I've got a couple of referrals here. I won't name that gang. We'll do them both at the same time. For Paul, one for the MSC breakfast boiler, and have a look at our fitting and boiler tap for our office. Oh. How many years? You're a good guy. Don't worry, he's new to it. Still a new boy. Those two for Paul and Chris. For Dave, was gone. Dave Rocks, car charger.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
Should break about that. Thank you. And one for Paul for the accounts. Should we keep? That's the meeting. I'll come back. Nice to see and meet the visitors. Thank you, Catherine.
I'm never cold.
Thank you. You're currently looking at our remortgages, which I'll speak to afterwards because it was all getting a little bit confusing. Anyway, that's a referral to Paul. Really, thanks. Hopefully something comes of that. That'd be interesting. I've got a referral and a thank you for one to Tool Paul. For marketing and overflow pipes, which is in their order. Something for Paul to do, thank you for the money, and for Scott, thank you for the money for Williams, Rose, and stuff. See you all. Have a nice week.
Thanks for your slot, Catherine. Perfect. Great 10 minutes. Thanks very much, Carl. Thank you for everyone for the Christmas day. Wonderful. I've got a referral for Terry. For that lady, hopefully, for her. And also referral for Dave. About 3 phones to apply?
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. And welcome to our visitors as well. We'll see you again.
Yeah, once again, thanks very much, Phil and Spencer, for making an effort to come along. That's an effort. Get up, get dressed up. Thank you for coming. Really appreciate it. Hope to see you again. Well done, Catherine. Very good. I'm the same as you. I think I can make all these. Am I going to keep? Just get on with life. But thank you for Sarah for making it more organised. It's really good. I've got grown up daughters, which is why I was asking them. Sort of thinking like for the future. Now's probably a good time to start talking to you, seeing what we can put in place to help them. So we do your own one, get that out right now. I've got to do theirs now, but I'll talk to you, maybe give you some ideas and have a chat with them if they're up for it. Thank you very much to Sally. Testimony to Sally, great candles did you before, because it's not just candles, these are super candles. But they were fantastic. So I will leave a testimony on your website now. Thank you. And that's for Sally testimony. Thank you to Stuart for Ray. I've had someone from Ray doing possession, we've got the water mum. Today I think we're applying to. And then one to Catherine, you're helping us humanise our blogs. I've got 8 myself, and my colleague I believe is doing some. I'll get them over to pay.
Okay, great.
Just humanising because they're not.
Lovely to see you all this week. Thank you for the ed slot, Catherine. I think that it's not a cliche, it's topical, so don't say something about it. Thank you for the 10 minutes, Clara. I wish there's so many people in this week group I wish I'd known a year ago because I'm 5 years locked in now. So anyway, and nice to see you again, Phil. Welcome, Spencer. Thank you for coming. I've just got to thank you for the mums and Matt for the work that I did, and see you all next week. Have a lovely week.
Start the day, very good 10 minutes there, thank you. Thanks to everybody who've done a Google review for me. Scott's doing their website, and I know you've got to do a message out, and lots of those who've done a Google review, that's great, thank you very much for that. I've got a couple of referrals, one for Jane, and one for Paul. Thank you to Scott. And thank you to Steve. And welcome to the visitors. Hope to see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming me all today. Clara loved your talk, and I really enjoyed how you matched your dress to the branding.
I tried.
Spot. I've got no referrals, but I will speak to a couple of you about a few bits and pieces. I've got a lot of links in construction, so there's definitely some stuff there. So yeah, thank you all for welcoming me. I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
Great. First getting back, and obviously you helped me out with my award, which was great. Great ed slot. I've got no resolutions, I can't be asked with you. Yeah, welcome to the visitors. Come see you again soon. And have a good week.
Again, it's kind of really fabulous. It's 4 years ago this week that I moved, so my 5 years is up in November. Very deep, so we'll talk soon.
Yes.
For Catherine, we discussed this one already. GCSE English, some assistance and a master or something like that. Well, it's great. Thank you.
Yes, Clara, you helped two of my children in relation to their mortgages. They were very complimentary about how it's dealt with. So yes, I can't give a greater testimony than that. I've got 1 or 2 referrals. That's for Sarah. We had a sort of one meeting yesterday.
Thank you.
That's for Paul for my recalcitrant shower. And that is for the other Paul, advice for a client that referred on to him. Thanks very much. And I spoke to another client who referred to me, Paul, and I gave him some advice, and that was very helpful. So thank you very much indeed.
So, did you get a cup of tea with that once on this?
I did, it was lovely. Yeah. I was offered a coffee as well, actually. Special maybe.
Fantastic, Tony. Thank you very much for your kind words earlier, and likewise, you guys were so professional, and I think it comes across when people were asking you questions at the end of the 10 minutes there. You just put out all the background, all the details. And what have I done? Welcome to the guests. Phil, who said hello before. Spencer, have you got a company name or can't or anything to look out for?
Website, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got a couple of referrals to Matt. It's a bit of a weird one, but he asked about, I was asking about printers the other day, so there's little details. And I'm going to play that game. This is Matt. I would like some information on these, please, Matt. Flyers and leaflets. Not for mortgage advisors, but more for me.
Yeah, thanks, Clara. That's really interesting. My daughter will be coming up to doing that soon, so I'll put her in touch with you when that happens. Thanks for being nice about the slot. I think it was rubbish, but it's nice of you to say that. I want to say thank you very much for organising a really great Christmas do. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed the hackers thing before as well. I have no idea who won. I don't think we even.
I don't think anything was sorry for enough.
No, I don't think we won. But it was really great. Really great. So thanks for organising that. And just social media walk. Very nice indeed. So anyway, happy New Year.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you get the referral from Facebook?
No, I'm not very good at checking Facebook.
Ah.
Alright, is there something did you?
Sorry, I should have rung you.
No, I'm just really don't like social media, but I know I should like it. Sorry. And welcome to our visitors as well, sorry.
To me then. Yeah, good to be back. Hopefully deal with Scott after the meeting and get signed up and see you all very soon.
Yeah, nice to see the visitors. I'd like to have a chat with you afterwards about what this match.
Yeah, cool.
I've got a meet up for the Christmas social and I thank you for money for Blake. I've got 2 today. One's just a lead. I'll try and put forward the one's vote, which I know you said questions, I won't bother answering them. Do that. Oh, have you? Okay. Take the job off me.
Sorry?
I've got a. No.
Oh.
I was glad to talk to you.
Oh, okay.
I know you sent me this stuff back and I've got to deal with that.
Yeah.
And I've got a one salary that needs some more information for this, or they're key on your diffusers. I've just spoken to
I'm back on it now. Back in
Hi. Okay, welcome visitors. Nice to see you. Flora, Stephen, Elaine. I love the end spot. I haven't got any resolutions. They're the same as last year. So I've got testimonial which I will do for Paul. Thank you. My armour is finally working on the visit.
Thank you.
I've got a referral from me to Matt. We can do definitely sweet now. And Jane, I'll have one of your tea boxes, please.
Yes.
So thank you very much. Well done, Clara. Brilliant. And I also just need to have a quick word with you at the end.
Okay.
Thanks very much. See you all next week.
Brilliant. I love the idea that we've got a Phil and a Spencer. That's marvellous. Thank you for coming today. Very good. That was superb. Eloquent, and you know your stuff. Clearly. Well done. Catherine, thank you. First one of the year. Great to hear. Yes. Take that look off your face. That's marvellous. Dave, we're still in darkness at home. My husband, this started on the 9th of December. He says it will sort itself out soon. Yes.
When the sun comes out a little bit early.
We may need an intervention. And so that's a really good start to the new year. Thank you, everybody. And thank you to, I've already lost it, Dave Roberts, for my first referral of the year. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
I haven't got any tips today, but thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to kind of chat to you guys about everything I do. I'm not a resolutions person. I think goals are better, so I'm working on what my goals are for this. But no, thank you very much. It was great.
Please sit down. It's a winner from today's Sunday. Which name should I want to put?
Sarah
From?
Hayden. There you go.
There you go.
I look forward to them. I'm going to all
fancy.
Wow. Thank you very much indeed. Absolutely brilliant.
If we should raise the bar now.
Yeah, you're going to start the year.
Mine next week. I expect that. Christ.
Get
Get a lot of our wrong leaders.
Right, okay. It's not sunny out there, but I'm about to send you on your way out into whatever there is to greet you. With the storm coming next week, we're all going to batten down the hatches. But, as always, I open the meeting to any announcements and notices that have to be given. Jen.
So next week we have a synergy meeting straight after the meeting. These are short, non-compulsory meetings where we all just have our own viewpoint on the topic. And it could be very interesting and supportive. Next week we'll talk about reducing distractions in your business, which might be about strategies, eliminating multitasking, using Sarah much more, eliminating repetitive tasks with Sarah, and that sort of thing. So if you can stay after next week, you get higher points, but extra camaraderie as well.
Paul. I think we need to go out more. So yeah, if you can give us some ideas, and I'll see what I can do.
I think we should all agree that Toby should organise
Yeah.
a trip to the Formula One arcade.
Monaco.
As a social, I know it's
Monaco.
Monaco. But Formula One arcades at St Paul's, and it's a brilliant activity.
Okay.
Give you social.
Paul.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I thank you to Paul C for organising the
Yeah.
Christmas dinner.
It's lovely, well done.
You know, it was a really good night. Took a lot of organisation. Actually, it
That's
worked really well. The way we did things and paying the drinks. Normally what happens at the end of the night, after we've had 10 pints, it's a £1,000 bill, and I've got to work out who's done what. But yeah, so thank you for that again.
Well done.
Next year, let's not invite Paul to lose. He threw 2 glasses of wine over.
I think it was for
No, it was just 2.
What before that?
No, it's just someone else.
No, did it?
Right. I think it's 4 glasses of wine you once over one.
Oh, really? Only 2 over.
Red or white?
Red.
I'm wearing black, fortunately. It's not too bad.
Yeah, they did one over the table.
So fun.
Right. Okay. I've seen enough of you lot for today, so you get on your way. But I'll see you next week. Great meeting.